Hi, my name is Jill Marlan. I'm the owner of Peak Performance Physical Therapy, and today we're going to talk basketball. So we're moving into basketball season, and oftentimes what we see with basketball, some of the common injuries are fractures, ankle and foot fractures due to the trauma and the lateral movement and coming down on someone's foot. We also see overuse injuries because basketball season is one of the longest seasons of all of the sporting activities. So some of the things that we'll see with that are stress fractures, plantar fasciitis, some of the things that you'll see over a long season, which would be an overuse injury, as well as stress fractures. So a stress fracture is just as important to manage and take care of as, an actual traumatic fracture. So we need to make sure that if there's something that's nagging and you've been feeling pain for a long period of time, that you do get it looked at, because potentially it could be a stress fracture. They may not even show up initially on an x-ray or a radiograph type of report. So we want to make sure that you're getting that taken care of. So the good thing with any kind of basketball injury, and especially as you start looking at ACL injuries, meniscus injuries, ankle injuries, is that they're highly preventable. So we really want to make sure that we're doing the exercises and the activities to prevent some of these injuries. ACL injuries are 3 times higher to occur in females, and a lot of times that's because of the hip to knee ratio, but also there's a large hormone effect that it has within women, where your ACL actually has hormone receptors on it. So women are much more prone to tearing their ACLs depending on where they are in their menstrual cycle. So again, with women and men, these are both very preventable type of injuries. Some of the things that we like to see as far as exercise that can prevent ACL, can prevent some of these fractures, are really making sure that you have the balance and the correct force in landing. So as well as shoe wear. Shoe wear is so important when you start getting into some of these chronic type of activities. So when you're making sure that you don't just wear the shoe that's the prettiest or the brightest or the top name brand, but we're actually looking at a shoe that's got a nice supportive arch. If you're getting shin splints, plantar fasciitis, we need to make sure that your arch is supported. So you have a nice heel counter, the back of your shoe is nice and stiff, and the toe box of your shoe moves very easily. So some of the things that we can work on for balance are more of an active dynamic movement. So if you're watching Sam here in this position, you're going to see a nice quick movement where she's moving. Here she's working on her hip, knee, and ankle strategy. It's going to be working through her foot, knee, and ankle, and you can see her from the side here where she's really pumping her arms and kicking in that position. She's not bouncing, and her knee isn't moving in and out when she's doing this type of activity. So that is really good, and she'll actually tell you, you'll feel it in your arch, your knee, and your hip when you're doing it. Another thing that we're going to look at is eccentric lowering, which is a plyometric type of exercise, where you're jumping up onto, and you see how she controls that, and then she's going to jump down, and she controls the landing, and she dips into that. So you don't see any internal movement of her knee as she does that. So it's going to be a plyo jump, and then dropping down. Once you get the control of that, you can start to speed it up. So we're going to have her do jump, jump. So it's jump, jump, and then control the landing down, and she'll go again. So you start to mimic game speed type of plyometric exercises with those type of exercises. Good. So for basketball, you want to make sure, number 1, your shoe wear is appropriate. You're working on hip, ankle, and knee strategies, and then you're looking at proper eccentric or control of that landing balance as you get into that position. Thanks for watching today, and we'll see you at our next educational session.